Okay, participants, we are at this point where you are able to ask your questions. We have a number of hands up. We have a number of hands up, so I'm going to take the hands as we have them here. At this point, we'll unmute your microphone. We'll call on you, unmute your microphone, and then you'll be able to ask your question. Thank you. Go ahead, Jaleel Brown. Jaleel Brown, go ahead.
Hi, you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Right, I have a question. So you have to go to the center to actually do the time, right?
Okay, Jaleel, can you speak up into the microphone a little bit louder for us, please?
So you have to go to a center to do the actual time, right? Confirming.
Are you asking if you have to proceed to the center or arrive at the center on time? Is that the question?
No, I'm asking if you actually do the exam at a center. Just confirming.
Okay, Mrs. Barbona, were you able to hear that question?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, Jaleel, I'm going to ask you to just put your question in the chat for us and we'll come to it in a little while, but we are really having difficulty hearing the end of your question. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right. Raul Mohammed, go ahead, please. Raul Mohammed, you have your hand up. Please go ahead. Okay. We're moving on to Candice Coppin. Go ahead, Candice.
Hi, will we be able to use calculators for math?
Okay, Mrs. Barabron, go ahead.
CSEC maths or pure maths or applied maths?
CSEC maths.
No calculators are allowed for the CSEC mathematics exam. Please refer to the guidelines in the timetable, but no calculators are allowed in the CSEC maths exam, in the paper 1 exam. There is a list of formulae on the inside cover, but no calculators are allowed for the paper 1.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, thank you, Candice, for that. Jordan Tate.
Hello.
Go ahead.
What I wanted to know was what is the marking scheme for the exams, as in like if 90% and up is distinctions or something like that?
Okay, CXC does not use the term distinction. We award grades. Grades 1 to 3 are acceptable grades for CSEC, and grades 1 to 5 are acceptable grades for K. CXC has not yet made public the cut scores for the specific examinations or the subjects, but they will be graded as they have been in the past with the same quality of work for the grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. So our grading system, our cut scores, our percentages are not public. That is a policy decision, but you will be awarded grades based on your performance in the examination in comparison with as has been done in previous years.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
And thank you.
All right. T. Rajkumar, please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
My question is, since we are in the hurricane season, and you know hurricanes when they come, they last for more than multiple days. If we have exams set for those days and there's a set hurricane, God forbid, what will be like an alternative for us?
Okay, so Rajkumar, T. Rajkumar. All right, so your local registrar or your center is equipped to handle those kinds of challenges and will inform you how the matter is to be handled if we should have any such incident. So the first thing you want to do is to ensure that you have a direct contact to your local center, your examination center, a contact number or contact information for someone directly associated with your center. They will advise you how they will handle the matter based on the local circumstance. So it's difficult for us to say in each scenario what would happen, but each center has a protocol guided by the Caribbean Examinations Council, but that protocol is influenced by your exact local condition. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. Thank
So
you very
the
much.
best thing to do is to have that contact information ready in the event you need it.
Okay,
Thanks for that
thank you.
question.
And in addition, I forgot to mention that you have 30 minutes after the scheduled start of the examination to arrive at the examination center. So if your morning exam is scheduled for 9 o'clock, you have until 9:30 to arrive. So that's why I said try to get there 30 minutes early. So if, for instance, there's rain or flood or any delay, you still have up to 9:30 to get to the center. But if there is a circumstance which you cannot get to the center at all, as was mentioned, the local registrar or your local ministry would deal with that situation as it arises.
Aneta Doe?
Hi.
Go ahead, Aneta, we are hearing you. Aneta, just unmute your mic for us and go ahead.
Yes.
You're
You hear
hearing
me?
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to find out for principal account if we're allowed to use a calculator for the multiple choice question. Principle of accounting.
Thanks for your response. I was able to respond to the CSEC mass because I've worked with CSEC mass for a number of years, but I can't respond to the particular guidelines for every subject. So that's why I urge everybody to go to our website, www.cxc.org, select review timetable, download timetable, look at your timetable, and on the back of the timetable, there are some pages which tell you specifically which subjects, which papers are allowed to use calculators. So please check your timetable for that information. Thank you.
Okay, one more question.
Sure.
Yeah, and also after we finish the exam, what time span we will able to get back our results? Like I think the exam concludes sometime in August. So how long will it take for people to get access of the results?
The results are scheduled to be released in September. I don't know the specific date, but these dates will be shared as time goes on because we've been running a number of public service announcements through our social media, and our registrar has also been making announcements, but your exam results are due in September, mid-September.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Have a blessed one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hadassah Walters, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon. Can the procedure for online exams please be discussed when answering online? So I press B, but later on, I would like to change my answer to A. Will I be able to do it? And if so, how will I be able to do it?
Okay, Hadassah, there is a video that we have prepared for you that looks specifically at the online examination. It was already posted in the chat, but just please hang around before we close out this meeting, and we will post that link again for you. Once you access the link, you'll be able to have all of those questions answered. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Tatania Ali, go ahead.
Good afternoon. On my timetable, I've checked meticulously, and visual arts is not on the timetable. So I'm just wondering if just the art journal will be marked.
Or Benita, do you have an answer for that question?
I don't have the timetable to hand, but I know normally there is a period for the visual arts. It's not like a single date. So the center actually decides, your visual arts tutor would decide when the examination is administered. But there's a period for administration of the visual arts, because each center, each school will decide on their date based on the other examinations happening at the time. So there is a time period and not a specific date, but I don't have the timetable right now. So please check again, and if it really isn't there, please ask through your school, the local registrar. But it's a period of time. Thank you very much, because it's actually more than one session that is assigned to visual art. So it's a period. So it might be at the front of the timetable, but do check again and let your school or the local registrar know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for that. Jonathan Manzano.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to know, are the paper ones being heavily changed? Are the original paper ones being changed?
Can you expound on that, Jonathan? What specifically are you asking?
Like the original paper ones that were prepared before, you're changing them?
The examinations have been prepared, wrapped, and probably on their way to your territory. No changes have been made to the examinations. Our examinations are valid and reliable, and we're confident that these examinations can be used even during this pandemic. So there are no changes to the paper one.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, Dylan Noelesar. Go ahead. Dylan?
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Sure.
My question is, I know that CXC has said in the past that the weighting for the SBA and paper one components will remain as prescribed in the syllabus. Can you shed some light on that, please? When we will be getting some numbers as to the weighting on that?
Good afternoon. You answered your question without even realizing it. The weighting is in the syllabus, and the weighting remains as prescribed in the syllabus.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so students, we don't have much time remaining for this webinar. We'll be able to take a few more questions, and we invite you to stay to the end so that you can see, or we can share with you, other mechanisms for sending us questions and getting feedback about your upcoming exams. All right, so we'll take Linda Bassano. Go ahead, Lindell.
Good day, you hearing me?
Yes, very, very clearly.
Okay. You all said before that the exam would have the same format, right?
Well, I'll expand on your question a little bit more. What are you asking specifically?
I would like to know that in comparison to the exams before, the level of difficulty for the 2020 exam. If it would be of the same difficulty, or if we had to expect it would be harder.
Understood.
So our exams, the quality, we as an examining body have to ensure that our examinations are reliable. So the level of difficulty, the level of challenge or simplicity does not vary from year to year. We have systems in place with the development of our examinations. Our examinations are reviewed by a number of content persons, some anonymous content persons, who ensure that our examinations meet the same quality from year to year, so the level of difficulty will not change. And as I mentioned, the examinations were developed before the onset of COVID-19, and nothing has changed since then. So our examinations are reliable, they are valid, the quality is the same as it was last year and the year before, and in 2021 and years to come. So you're not going to get harder exams. Rest assured.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good, Linda?
Yeah.
Great. Alicia Small, go ahead, please. Alicia, I see your mic is open. Go ahead. Okay. Alicia, you seem to be having a mic challenge, so we'll move on. Okay. Yes, we can hear you a bit. Can you speak up, please, and ask your question?
Are we getting personal timetables like to go into the exam?
Personal timetables. You're asking about personal timetables, is it?
Yes.
Okay. She's asking Mrs. Barbone if they are getting personal timetables to go into the exam. I think you already answered that question, but you may want to
Yes,
repeat.
examination timetables should be received from Examinations Administration Department at CXC through your local registrar. But if you do not receive your personal timetable for any reason, it's just a copy of the full timetable on the website. So please check the website, and the examination timetable is already on our website. So please check that as soon as you can and make a note of when your examinations are scheduled and when the specific papers are scheduled. So don't wait for your personal timetable. You can check our website immediately. The timetable is there.
Like, how would they be able to identify us going into the exam?
Well, remember I said to take a picture ID. So take your national registration, your passport, maybe you have a school ID, take some form of picture identification with you. Okay. But if there are any queries, if you find that you do not know or confirm your registration number and exams are approaching, please contact the local registrar through your school or through your center.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Mrs. Barbone, we have a few minutes left. We'll take about 5 more questions and then we'll go to wrap up. Okay, students, Timothy Brown, you may go ahead. Timothy Brown. All right, we are not getting through to Timothy there. Nadine Jackman, go ahead, please.
Or good afternoon. Regarding additional mathematics, usually statistics and kinematics are optional and don't come in the paper one. Would that remain the same?
The structure of the papers has not changed, and I cannot speak at this time specifically to additional maths, but the structure of the papers has not changed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Crystal Carroll, go ahead, please. Crystal? All right, so we're not hearing from Crystal. She lowered her hand. All right, we'll take a few more. Jonathan Sobers, please go ahead. Jonathan, go ahead, Jonathan. Your mic is open. Jonathan? All right, so Jonathan, you seem to be having a challenge with your microphone. So we advise you to try posting your question in the chat, and let's see if we can pick it up before we close out tonight. Chidma Nurse. Go ahead, Chidma.
Hello,
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Can hear you now. Just speak up a little.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Better.
So I would like to know if these exams, if you think these exams are credible enough to get us into a tertiary institution.
Mrs. Barbour, you want to take that question?
Of course, I stand by my examinations. Of course, the exams are credible to get you into a tertiary institution. You have your school-based assessment and you have your multiple choice examination. As I said, the multiple choice is a valid examination. It has content validity. It covers the scope of the syllabus.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chidma. Maya Richards, go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, what is now the waiting for the SPA and the paper one since there's no paper two?
I think Maya, that question was answered just now, and the answer given was that the weightings remain the same as per the syllabus. So you are encouraged to check your syllabus to see what the weightings are.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we are able to take two more. Leon Haley.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi. My question is regarding since we are not doing paper two, will we be refunded by CXC?
Haley, it's Haley, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that question has been answered in another of our webinars, and the link for that video will be shared with you in the chat. So we're going to invite you to watch that video to see what the answer is. But generally, the exams are being administered. So I'm not sure that you should think about that at this point, but to focus on the actual sitting of the paper and your success in the parts that you will actually be required to sit.
Okay, thank you. I look forward to going to the link.
Yes, we'll post it in a little while. You should be seeing it shortly. All right, we'll take one more question, and we'll take that question from D. Douglas. I think this is Daquan Douglas. Go ahead, Daquan. Your mic is open.
Miss, since we are not doing the paper two, Miss, will the paper one be like it will still be as the past paper one? Say like a subject like RE, will it get content from paper two, or will it be something similar to the past paper ones?
Thank you, Daquan, for that question. Mrs. Barbowen, you want to repeat the response for that question, please?
Hi, Daquan. The structure of the questions have not changed, of the papers have not changed. So your paper one, did you mention RE, will follow the same format as other paper ones. And remember, as I said, you mentioned RE. RE has a number of options. If you're doing RE candidates, that is one of the papers that you should check that you've been given the correct paper, because there are a number of different options in RE. But yes, the structure of the paper will be the same. The type of questions will be the same. So continue to prepare as you have been. And good luck to everybody.
All right, thank you very much. All right, students, participants, we want to thank you for joining us. Mrs. Barbon, can you move to the next slide for me, please, so we can just remind them of where they can go. So the CXC Learning Hub has a number of resources that you can access as you continue your preparations for the upcoming exams. We have there resources ranging from copies of the syllabus for each of your subjects at each of the levels. We have other resources including videos, slides, flip books, a number of resources in a number of formats that will be there to support you. They are listed there on your screen. So please visit the CXC Learning Hub to find resources that can help you to prepare. Mrs. Babo and reminded us that the multiple choice exams or the paper ones are quite comprehensive and you should study as many topics as you can. So please check out the CXC Learning Hub. The CXC Learning Hub for the resources that you will need and can use for your preparations. We also want to remind you that if you have questions or concerns about the exams, we want you to visit our support site. And that's our next slide, support.cxc.org. Please feel free to ask your questions there. You will get your answers coming to you in various formats, including videos, handouts, links to pages on our websites that will give you the kind of answers that you need.